Happy New Year! Welcome to 40 Days of Empowerment. We are going to jump right in. Take a comfortable seat with a blanket under your pelvis to sit on if you prefer, with legs crisscrossed at the shins. Sit with a tall, proud posture, envisioning a clean line of energy from the base of your spine, up your back, and out the top of your head. Roll your shoulder blades down and away from your ears and lean slightly forward on your sits bones. Place your hands palm side together in prayer mudra in front of your heart. Take a big breath in through your nose and firmly exhale through your mouth. If you are comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes. Take this moment to land in your body. Feel the ground firm beneath you. Feel the strength of your hips and back. Feel the warmth of your palms as your thumbs pressed against your heart. Allow your thoughts to settle and begin breathing in an even pattern through your nose only, if possible. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. This is your deep yogic breath, a balanced and steady pace that can be dropped into for renewed strength at any time the postures get challenging. The mantra or affirmation for our practice today is I connect to my body. Please repeat 3 times to yourself, either out loud or in your head. Experience the breath as it moves from the deep low belly, up the lungs to the chest, and smoothly out your mouth. Allow your senses to come online. For the next 10 days, we will be practicing Hatha yoga, taking it especially nice and easy on this New Year's Day and building on a little more each day to reach a peak pose. Let your awareness float back to your breath. Take one more deep breath in, filling your lungs, and on an exhale, open your eyes. Swing your legs behind you, taking your knees wide on the mat for extended child's pose. Shift your hips backward, reaching your tailbone down and arms straight overhead. Spread your shoulder blades wide and relax your chest down to the mat. Over the course of this practice, I encourage you to listen and be guided by my voice, while using that yogi breath to settle into your body and go inward whenever possible. Lift your head and shoulders to gaze at your fingertips, and exhale, walking your hands to the left, reaching through the right side body to make a little space for the internal organs. Breathe. Inhale and lift your head again, gazing forward, and slowly exhale to walk your hands to the right and settle into the opposite side. Find length from your left ribs up through your armpit and recognize the difference in sensations between the two sides. Take a breath in, lifting your head once more and walking your hands to the center, and release down into extended child's pose. I connect to my body. Energize your legs and shift forward to tabletop pose, stacking your hands below your shoulders and your knees below your hips. Take an extra second to check your alignment and parallel the creases of your wrists with the top edge of your yoga mat. Inhale to cow. Let your pelvis tip forward, belly button reach for the ground, and push through your shoulders to bring your chest up. Gently lift your head. Exhale for cat, rounding your spine and letting your tailbone drop. Press into your fingers and allow your head to hang, creating space in the back of your neck. Inhale, transitioning mindfully back to cow, sensing the energy of the spine as it begins to wake up. Continue for a few more rounds, following the pace of your own breath. From tabletop, walk your hands a few inches forward, mindfully placing each palm and spreading the fingers wide. Tuck your toes and shift your hips backward, coming into downward facing dog. Drop your shoulders away from your ears and reach through your thumb and index finger to find length all the way down your back. Pedal your calves to stretch your hamstrings and allow gravity to give you a hug. Stabilize your shoulder blades, drawing in a few more balanced rounds of deep yogi breath. On an exhale, drop your knees wide and return to extended child's pose. Bring your hands together in prayer mudra overhead and gently bend at the elbows to place your hands behind your head, stretching deep into the armpits and maybe even into the biceps. Breathe. Mindfully return your hands to the mat and gently come up, tucking your toes and sending your hips back for downward dog. On your coming exhale, step your left foot forward in between your hands, with front toes pointing straight and back toenails kissing the mat. Sink into a low lunge. Feel free to place your hands on your hips to keep your pelvis balanced and square. And when you are ready, bring the hands in front of the heart for Anjali Prayer Mudra. If you are comfortable, gently look at the tip of your nose or third eye, or find a drishti spot to gaze at. I connect to my body. Exhale, bringing your hands down to touch the mat, tucking your back toes and returning to down dog. Breathe. Mindfully step your right foot forward between your hands, letting your left toenails rest on top of the mat and square your hips forward. As you are ready, walk your hands up onto your knee and then to Anjali Mudra if it feels good. Sink a little lower into your lunge and recognize how this side feels compared to the other. In paying attention to these micro changes in our body, we become more capable of connecting to our sense of self. Take one more controlled inhale and exhale, placing your hands on the mat and returning to downward dog. Walk your feet forward to meet your hands, placing them hip-width apart and paralleling the outside of your feet. This will cause a gentle inward rotation of your legs. Imagine 4 corners of each foot: the big toe mound, the pinky toe mound, and the inner and outer heel. Activate all 4 corners simultaneously, bend your knees, and forward fold. Inhale, gently placing your hands onto your shins or thighs and halfway lift. Reach from the base of your spine up and out through the crown of your head. Relax your shoulders down. Press your heart forward while mindfully keeping a flat back. Exhale completely and forward fold with bent knees. Repeat for 3 rounds following your own breath. Charge your legs and activate your back to come all the way up to standing, reaching your arms up and overhead. Exhale through your mouth and let your hands come to rest at your side with palms facing out. This is Tadasana, mountain pose. Feel your feet plug into the mat below you and repeat the mantra, I connect to my body. Breathe. Inhale and reach your arms overhead. And with your left hand, grab your right wrist and exhale gently, bending over to the left, opening up the side channels of your right side body. Spiral your armpit up towards the ceiling. Return to center, switch the grip of your wrists, and exhale, bending over to the right, expanding the space on the left side body. Inhale back up to center, and with a big exhale, ground your feet, stabilize your back, and tip forward into a forward fold. Inhale for half lift, placing your hands on thighs or shins, and step your left foot back, taking time to transition into a high lunge. Find balance with your left toes, pressing through your heel to straighten your knee and lift the thigh away from the ground. Place your hands on your hips to square your pelvis forward and sink into this high lunge, mindful to not let your right knee float past your right ankle. Roll your shoulders back and down and breathe. Take one more breath in and exhale, placing your hands on the mat and stepping back to downward dog. If you'd like to pause for a moment in child's pose, feel free to do that now. As you are ready, step your left foot forward in between your hands, square your hips, find balance on your right toes, and come up into a high lunge on the other side. Find a spot in front of you to gaze at, about eye level. Drop your shoulders and sink a little further into the pose, pressing through your right heel. Step your right foot forward to meet your left, releasing into a forward fold. Charge your legs and spine and inhale with a flat back all the way up to standing, sweeping your arms up and overhead. And immediately dive back down into a forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift. And exhale, stepping both feet back into a high plank pose, hands stacked directly under the shoulders. Press firmly through your hands, leaning slightly forward, and activate your core to provide you with a little more balance. Relax your shoulders and breathe while you hold. Hug your elbows into your side and press through your fingers, lowering for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let the top of your feet relax on the mat and breathe. Placing your hands just below your shoulders, inhale and gently roll your shoulders back and down while lifting your heart and chest off the floor. Keep a long, strong back and gently tip your chin down. Exhale and release. One more time to inhale to this baby cobrita, pulling your chest off the floor, and exhale to push up and back to downward dog. Find a big, gentle, cleansing breath here. And look up between your hands to walk your feet up into a forward fold. rising all the way up into Tadasana with your arms up and overhead. And exhale as you fold forward, placing your hands on the mat in front of your feet. Inhale, halfway lift, bringing your hands onto your shins or thighs. And exhale, step your feet back into high plank pose, hugging your elbows in as we lower all the way down onto the mat. Place your hands below your shoulders and inhale, baby cobra, peeling your heart off the mat. And exhale, downward dog, tucking your toes, lifting your hips up and back. Pedal your feet. Find a little space here, maybe readjust. Finding one more smooth breath before walking your feet to meet your hands and mindfully standing all the way up. Take a wide stance on your mat with your feet 3.5 or 4 feet apart. Parallel the outside of your feet for a gentle inward rotation of your legs. Place your hands on your hips, relax your shoulders down, and lead with your heart to fold forward, gently placing your hands on the ground or a block. Let your hips release and sink a little deeper. Experiment with putting a little more weight onto your toes. Allow your body to work with gravity to adjust and settle into this posture. Take one more breath and inhale, coming up and heel toeing your feet, maybe 8 to 10 inches together. Coming in to a less dramatic, wide-legged forward fold. Grab your opposite elbows, tip forward with your pelvis, putting a little extra weight on your toes, and allow your head and neck to hang. Maybe gently sway side to side if that feels right. Repeat our mantra, I connect to my body. Place your hands on the ground beneath you and come into a seated position, preparing for pigeon pose. I'd like to use a blanket. If you don't have a blanket or one of this size, you can always use a towel and just fold it horizontally. And come into downward dog over your blanket if you'd prefer. Step your left foot forward, rotating your knee away from you, pulling the heel of your left foot in next to near your right hip. It's important to be balanced on your hips in pigeon pose, so take a moment to check your alignment, gazing back to ensure your right toes are pointing directly backwards. Take a deep breath and settle into this deep hip opener. Repeat the mantra, I connect to my body. With every breath in, allow yourself to be cleansed, and with every exhale, release something. If you feel comfortable, walk yourself down onto your forearms for a deeper stretch. Take one more breath and return to upright pigeon. And exhale, tucking your right toes and returning to downward facing dog to restore some balance to the pelvis. As you are ready, step your right foot forward, spiraling your knee away from you while your heel draws in to the left hip. Recognize the difference in sensations. Allow this experience to happen, releasing tension from your hips and knowing that you are exactly where you are meant to be right now. Roll your shoulder blades down, and if it feels right, walk down onto your forearms. I connect to my body. Walk your hands back up, coming to an upright, nesting pigeon pose. And mindfully plant your hands, tuck your left toes, and shift back to downward facing dog. down, remove any props or blankets you have, and lie down on your back in constructive rest pose, with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. As we prepare for Setu Bandha, bridge pose, walk your heels a little closer to your glutes and imagine squeezing your knees together. Firmly plant your hands, taking a breath in, and on an exhale, lift your pelvis directly up and off the mat. If you'd like, walk your shoulder blades together for a little more lift. Find strength in your glutes and hamstrings as you actively push your hands into the mat, reaching your pelvis a little higher off the ground. Keep your chin gently down, lifting your chest but not straining your neck. Exhale, slowly lower all your vertebrae down onto the ground, and if it feels right, windshield wiper your knees back and forth, preparing one more time for bridge pose. Plant your hands, reassess your feet, and as you're ready, lift up and off the ground, mindfully squeezing your knees together like there were a block or a ball between them. If it feels comfortable, walk your shoulder blades a little closer together, finding extra reach and lift through your chest. Breathe. I connect to my body. And exhale, slowly lowering down, windshield wipering your knees. Extend your left leg out straight, toes pointing up towards the ceiling while you pull your right knee into your chest. With your left hand, gently guide your knee over to the left, coming into a supine twist. With your right arm, reaching to the right and gazing over your right shoulder. Breathe. This is a gentle twist, so don't go further than you are comfortable. And inhale, gently rolling back to center. Pull both knees into your chest for a moment, rocking on your sacrum. And then send your right leg out straight, toes pointing up towards the ceiling, and pull your left knee with your right hand over to the right. Place your left hand on the ground to your left side and gaze over your left shoulder. Breathing in to this twist, releasing any toxins that are stored in your organs and body. Breathe. And exhale, slowly roll back to center, pulling your knees into your chest one more time. And go ahead and reach through your knees, grabbing onto your big toe as we come into happy baby. Keep your back flat and your tailbone reaching down to stay on the ground. Slowly open your knees to the side, finding space in your groin and pelvic region, allowing your knees to fall open. And return your knees to your chest for a moment, hugging them, and then prepare for Shavasana. I like to stick a bolster under my knees and a blanket under my head. Let the tongue fall away from the roof of your mouth and relax the space in between your eyebrows. Feel the weight of your head, neck, shoulders, and arms as they lie on the ground. Feel the weight of your legs slowly relaxing into the floor. I have a poem by Adil Palkivala. True yoga is not about the shape of your body, but the shape of your life. Yoga is not to be performed. Yoga is to be lived. Yoga doesn't care about what you have been. Yoga only cares about the person you are becoming. Yoga is designed for a vast and profound purpose, and for it to be truly called yoga, its essence must be embodied. Allow yourself to relax. Shavasana. Take a long, slow, smooth breath in and a gentle sigh to exhale. We end our time by saying Namaste. The divine in me honors and sees the divine in you. Take your time getting up. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope that you all have a happy and healthy and peaceful New Year's Day. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them in the comment bar below. And I'll see you tomorrow. Sat Nam.